Okay, stop. I wanted to stop the video for a second to explain why I shot the video this year the way I did. I started shooting videos back in 1976, and back then the equipment was really, really heavy. To do a video like I did today would have required equipment that weighed 100 to 150 pounds, plus you'd need a really long extension cord because none of it used batteries. I'd been talking with photography and video friends of mine on how small cameras have been getting over the years. From the early 1900s till now, it's shrinking and shrinking. And I said before long, professional grade cameras will be the size of our phones. And they all scoffed at that idea. But that gave me the idea, I'm going to do this year's video on my phone. So I used my iPhone 11 and I put it in a case like this. It snaps in, so that way I've got a handle on each side that I can hold it, and I did some additional audio on this little handheld. It's called a Zoom H1N, and I had that attached to the top. And so that way I don't have to haul around 100 pounds of gear. I can just carry everything in my hands. So my video this year was kind of to prove a point. Now let's get back to the video. I hope you enjoy it.
We're going to go to the national anthem and the Canadian anthem, and we're going to have the colors, the flag, presented to us by David Brenna from Holly Post 3.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam?
Okay, so I speeded this up a little bit. I thought it would be kind of fun to see these old steamers running at about 30 miles an hour. Well, Steamer Hill isn't big. It's just a one gas station town. And as you can see in this scene, there's not a lot of people on Main Street, but it was early in the day and it really fills up later on. At the general store, they sell all kinds of things, but my favorite, lefse.
Sit right here.
Papa can't even find it right now. It's at Papa's house. Mom and Dad said I can have it when I was settled. That doesn't happen yet. Wow.
And I made a lot more than we even cute. And I got one last year. We have 2 today.
You had to be on cautious about what you were telling me because you was taking a certain amount of time to settle in the jail. So you have.
They have more water pumps here than I can count.
Bigger each day. County will hold my belongings. William
Well, this is the Corliss engine, and this is my favorite exhibit in all of Rollag. It's this really large steam engine with this huge flywheel, and it runs so quietly and smoothly. It's amazing. So here you get a scale of the size when you see this workman standing next to it. And attached to this big flywheel is a huge leather belt. And the leather belt is connected to a generator, an electric generator. You can hear how quiet it is. And there it's generating electricity. And if you're curious about how they oil this mechanism, you'll notice this brass rod that goes up from here carries the oil, but it also has to change in length. And so it's actually two brass pipes, one inside the other. So when it goes from side to side, it gets longer. When it goes through the middle of its travel, it's shorter. And so the pipe has to vary in size in order to carry that oil. So all steam engines need fuel. Most of them burn coal. And it's got to come from somewhere, so here you see someone shoveling coal into the firebox. The steam hammer produces commemorative plates that you see here. Stamp out these plates.
This hammer came out of the Burlington Northern Shops, the Jackson Street Shops in St. Paul, Minnesota. We got it here in the early 1970s. The day after the show in 1975, we dug a hole back here to pour footings for the hammer. And that was a deep hole because that cement goes down 10 foot 4 inches deep. So it takes a lot of foundation to hold that.
This is a village down here. It's supposed to look like a village from pre-electricity days. So let's go explore that. Here's a water wheel that would provide some grinding power, probably, if you're going to grind seed. So this is the Pabst engine, and it's pretty unique, and I'll show you why when we go in. Here's the Pabst engine, and what makes it unique is that it's vertical. As you can see, it goes up, and the piston goes up and down. So it's kind of unique. It doesn't take up a lot of floor space that way, but it is still a very large steam engine. So when you visit the Western Minnesota Steam Threshers Reunion, make sure you wear good sturdy shoes, because there's a lot of walking on trails like this. So this is a blacksmith shop, and pretty smoky, pretty warm. Here's an exhibit of engines that are on wheels, and you can hear how they run. They're, I suppose you can describe it as a hit and miss engine. They don't fire on every stroke, just when they need to fire to keep their speed. So this is a fun building. It's the Model Engineering Building. So you can see a bunch of small gas engines. So this device takes all this individual thread and puts it together. Makes rickrack lace. And here's a similar device, but it makes round shoelaces. What does that look like? This. And then out comes the laces. All right, let's go outside and see some heavy equipment. Well, this tractor caught my eye because it looked like it was running in slow motion, but that's the way it was running. This is the snow engine. It's huge. And they only start it twice a day, at 10 a.m. and at 1:30 p.m. There's a lot to it. So, we've come to a bunch of logs. What could that mean? Well, that must be we're near the sawmill. So let's go to the sawmill. The sawmill is a popular attraction. Lots of people crowd in to watch that. It is pretty fascinating to watch it cut the logs into smaller planks. Here we've got the machine shop. And you see all these pulleys up on the top. And they're all steam powered. And the pulleys have belts that bring the power down to the equipment. This one can go forward and reverse. There's not much happening today. Must be on a lunch break. Normally all of these pieces of equipment are working. Ever wondered what the inside of a boiler looks like? Here is an example. A bunch of tubes and a firebox. You can't expect old equipment to work properly all the time. This one had an electrical issue. After diagnosing it though, it's time to go reward yourself with an ice cream cone. I was looking for a track vehicle.
Dead battery this time around. 2 o'clock for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
This merry-go-round goes really fast. I'm surprised kids didn't go flying off of it. Well, this is the Freeport Mill, and this is where they make flour. It's a beautiful building, as you can see. Beautiful building. They have some demonstration machines. One right here in the middle. Everything looks just like brand new. But here's the mill. And if you'll notice, instead of a belt, this uses ropes. It's got ropes to move one wheel to the other. And then on this side, you can see the flour machines. And this is where they package the flour, and then this is where they sell the flour. So when you're at a tractor show, you'd expect a tractor pull to break out. And here's an example of how they do this. As they pull the sled down the track, the weight shifts on the trailer part to make it heavier and heavier and harder for that tractor to pull.
Yeah, let's give Caleb a big round of applause. Good job, bud.
So by late afternoon, I was starting to run out of steam. So I caught the shuttle to take me back to the east gate where I could walk to my car.
But first we had to stop for the train at the crossing. But that's okay, because it was kind of fun to see and to hear that steam whistle.